Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
This is a very different roster, something that BDD is very used to, not something that we're used to seeing someone other than Ruler pull off, right?
Yeah.
And Ghost is a very different player. That is the Rakan locked away though, so a lot of I mean, Karras is just dead, right? Like if he enters, this is exactly what happens. BDD just looks for the ult, and he'll find it. Dread now just going to flash on in, finds himself the Q and finishes off the kill. That is first blood going over to Dread. And we get in there, but you can see Karras still rotating over. Inside track there for Canna as well, who's on full health, still on fleek, looking to try and get in there. Flashes forward, looks for BDD, gets the flash out, and the dredge line is there to save the mid laner. Effort now trying to do what he can, but the rest of Hanwha Life have moved on over. Ghost tries to get the AoE, but now it's Dudu that's trying to get in there. Ghost with the zap, can he actually make something happen? And the snipe from Samd! Right out of left field, and Hanwha Life Esports find themselves the team fight.
Yeah, they win the team fight. It was very, very clutch there. Last minute rotation over, forcing that flash out of BDD early. Samd at the right place at the right time. Ghost not able to block that final shot. They do secure the Rift Herald, so that is the most important part of this, but at least Hanwha Life Esports can get a crucial amount of gold back.
Yeah, on fleek as well, may have overstayed his welcome, and by may, I mean has overstayed his welcome. Blastco not actually there. Quick draw going to come through. Wind doesn't really become lightning here, unfortunately, as Canna's going to flash. Don't know whether he necessarily needed to do that, but you want to make sure that we saw the Tryndamere comp have last time, which was being able to also have that later game insurance policy.
Yeah, the team fighting part of the last, engaged
battle, but the vision pretty good for Hanwha Life. Top side, that is going to deter Dread. Now Effort in a bit of trouble here. Vista taking a lot of damage as OnFleek tries to get on down. They get the flash out, as now Flash comes forward, and you were underneath your turret a second ago, Karras, and now you're on the other side of the map. It's just reeled around. I don't think we're going to see Hanwha Life get that rotation over, although they are doing their very best to get over here, and you can see Karras actually changes his mind, decides instead to move towards that river. It's not going to be done in time as the Q is going to connect onto OnFleek. He's actually flashing forward, looking for a little bit more as Canna might be in trouble here. Collateral damage comes down, doesn't get over the wall though. Does still have his flash, and actually with that grid, he's pretty tanky. Dread dives back in once again, and they take down the Xin Zhao. That's the second kill, and this is the Nongshim team fighting that we were looking forward to seeing finally on display.
And this is so bad for Hanwha. Dudu's caught. He still has ult. He'll be all right.
Yeah, spins over the wall as well. It's a Tryndamere, so we got a little bit baited. It's one of those things. He's going to be able to take himself some drugs, but he's going to have to wave goodbye to his tower.
Yeah, he's going to have to wave goodbye to his tower and any ability to back here. So he's like just taking the Constellation Krugs there. Bottom lane, of course.
Constellation Krugs feels the worst.
Yeah. I mean, he may actually be forced to ult here for Hanwha Life Esports in this game, and Nongshim are going to grab their second break. See what soul we get.
Imagine if it was Hextech Soul this game. It would be so good.
Goes for the flash kick. Like, that's a dead Syndra. He does avoid it narrowly, though, and this is kind of a disaster here for Hanwha Life Esports. You're trapped between a rock and a hard place. You have to take this fight.
Yeah, posturing does come in. Ghost going to get stunned up there as a flash on forward. Dudu thinks that he might have found it as Ghost tries to get out, but he's not going to be able to do so. Still, it's 2 kills going over to Nongshim here as Dudu doesn't have that Undying Rage anymore. BDD gets over the wall. I don't even think he wanted to there, but he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just take the long way around. Dread, though, he's going to be all right. Has to flash out of the way, though, as it's a good stopwatch. Still, Canna is a one-man wrecking crew, destroying everyone on Hanwha Life Esports. And as soon as that ult wears off, the Tryndamere not quite as valuable. He just turned tail and fled.
The front line, once it cracks, you just don't really have, as the Jhin there, many options. And the beginning of the fight started off with Karras. He was like, I learned from the best. I learned from you, Hyung. Like, you on the other side of the rift. Like, Sky of the Week comes through, but it's just not enough, even with a really nice follow-through from Dudu there. And the difference...
Nongshim are going to respect it.
It's an easy turn here as soon as you see that the teleport's coming through from the Syndra.
All right. Oh, that's a great stun. Dudu tries to get over the wall. Not quite there. Max range on the dredge line, though, and goodbye, Rakan. Ghost now free hitting onto Dudu, who understands that 4 versus 5, they're not going to be able to make it work. And off that pick, it could just mean Baron.
Yeah, it certainly will. They were so close to getting it in the first place, but they see the Syndra teleport in, they turn on it. Even though the stun is good, the follow-up isn't. And every single fight that goes longer than about, 5 or 6 seconds is a winning one for Nongshim. They have better throughput.
Well, Curtain Call going to come in. This could be the last bastion of hope for stopping this Baron, but Sam D not going to be able to find enough damage there. Dredge line's good. Dudu will have to ult, and there's the ultimate from BDD. The Emperor's Divide really splitting up Hanwha life. He takes the Jhin out of the fight. Dread also able to clean up the Syndra, and BDD just swag walks his way out. They'll take a Baron now as well to augment this, and Nongshim, yeah, I think they're going to win this game.
Oh, definitely so. This Baron leads to a free push. You should be able to get at least one inhibitor from this. Then you have, at the perfect timing, the ability to control that Ocean Soul, and maybe the Nexus doesn't fall right now with this push, but you know what? I mean,
BDD, Dread as well. I mean, in that last replay, maybe I didn't necessarily need to go as ham because he did just wander around, got stunned by Syndra, and then helped tidy up at the end after BDD really did play a fantastic game. Onfleek now deciding that it's his time to try and go back in. It's a two-man ult again from BDD, though, as he goes golden. I think he's not going to survive this one, though, as Super Mega Death Rocket does a fair bit of work. It is a 1-for-0 in favor of Hanwha here, as BDD, unfortunately, kind of throwing his life away there as Canna dives on in, grand exit from Vista, and now Canna might be in trouble. I hope this is Graves' throw. We've seen something like this last time around as Graves. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's the tank, mage, melee, assassin, monster.
Look at him go!
And also able to get himself out as soon as he wants to. The Jinx is going to fall down though as Vista. Yeah, you're just dead. That's just 2 auto attacks. It's now the flash on forward. Canna wants to find even more as Dread says, yeah, we don't need an AD carry. We don't need a mid laner.
Watch on Ghost. Like, how do you ever pick these guys? They can outlast.
3 items on this Jinx as well. Oh my god. Okay, Canna. 3 members of Hanwha Life Esports. Can they actually kill him? As the ult has been used. Okay, can Dudu actually make this one work? He's like, nope, nope, my Undying Rage, it's worn off, get me out of here. And he instantly bails. In the meantime, Dread and BDD are destroying the base. And this is the Graves that we wanted to see yesterday and really didn't have an opportunity for. Canna, welcome to Nongshim. You definitely are fitting in well, as this inhibitor turret should be going down also. Oh, just, okay.
We figured out
a little bit more help.
We figured out the Graves Tryndamere just get so ahead that your
yeah.
existence.
Or have BDD's Azir, and you should be all right as well.
Your existence as the Graves is a Tryndamere ult the entire time. so that's how you trump him.
Yep. Yeah.
It just says Undying Rage. You guys just can't see it. Just look a little bit closer.
It's a passive. Yeah. These new champions, man, they're just making them better and better. It's not fair. As Hanwha Life, yeah, they've got to put out fires all over the place. Dread going to get knocked up, and I don't think he's going to die this time around. Either is Onfleek now looking for that last-ditch effort. Effort going to block all of these bullets. And Onfleek, yes, he might have a Crescent Guard, but he won't have it for long. As the okay, Super Mega Death Rocket not quite timed correctly, but still the inhibitor's going to go down. That is 2 of them. It's cool if I take this. Like, oh man, he is so strong.
Karis, I don't know about this. You're 3 levels down.
Yeah, it's
you don't have any friends either.
Yeah, Canna just walks on over. He's got the Randuin's Omen as well as a rapid fire cannon to, you know, just add insult.
Graves with a rapid fire.
Wandering over.
If he had flash there, I think he just kills him. Actually, it's just now coming up.
Yep.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm actually genuinely enjoying this.
So, although it is playing with their food just a little bit, Vista might be able to come on over, and it looks like the man advantage is true for Hanwha Life Esports. Good CC as BDD just says goodbye to them and then exits the fight completely. Dudu now with the Undying Rage won't have it available for the next fight as in goes Drake, gets knocked up beautifully by Vista. That was a great play to try and save his top laner as Dread. Yeah, I don't know. That was, you know, just a little bit too much.
He's just letting Connor win the game.
In the meantime, Canna is taking the Nexus turrets. He's done with this one. He's like, what are we doing still playing this game? We've got game 2 to win as well. As Karis now going to have to go back to his fountain. The Nexus turret number 1 does go down. BDD had teleported back into this one, and now the Nexus is exposed. Ghost going golden because he had a stopwatch, and he may as well use it. Karis uses his as well, but it's not going to be quite as successful as Ghost. And Nongshim will finally put game 1 to bed and debut with a win.
Fantastic plays all around. I mean, this composition gets... It's the early game. Quirky not very popular in our region, but he will get locked in here.
See what kind of build it's going to be as well, whether it's going to be the extra fun build or the not as extra fun build, more especially right now, and especially into a Jace. But now Nongshim trying to position around this Rift Herald, some tussling as Shelly has been here for about few seconds. On Fleek now in trouble. Crescent guards, heads over towards Shelly, asks for a help. True Shot Barrage is going to fly away, and Dudu is, of course, on his team. Is now Dudu looking for the solo kill. In goes Canna, tries to flash around, but it doesn't quite work. The solo kill is there. As now BDD down very, very low, gets himself over the wall on Fleek at about 100. But there is a man advantage here for Hanwha Life Esports. Big misplay on the top side, really giving Hanwha Life Esports all of the avenues in. Now Vista trying to fight against Dread, who wants to get himself out, but he's not going to be able to. It's in fact the Karma that locks down the kill. This is an absolute disaster for Nongshim. Effort tries to save it. The flash from BDD is completely wasted, and this could be a delayed ace for Hanwha Life Esports.
It is a very, very large amount.
Put down to grab that extra gold, so despite the fact that they already have a 2,000 gold lead, that is only going to extend as those two guaranteed. Barrage going to do a lot of work onto Effort there as, oh no, party cask from Dudu. And now kind of looking to try and capitalize, but still Dudu's quite strong. Oh my goodness, Ghost. That's danger. Hextech Drake is going to fall down in the meantime, and we've got a Chemtech Soul. Oh no.
First time.
Yep. Well, there it is. So now we've got a lot of camouflage action happening, and on Fleek in a flash forward. Goodbye, BDD.
Yeah, I mean, BDD is so desperate for gold right now. Like, he has to try to use his ultimate to CS, and he puts himself in harm's way. He's in flash range there on Fleek going in, doesn't even have to ult. Now, the opportunity cost, of course, is that this turret falls on the top side of the map. But if I'm Hanwha Life Esports, I'm very happy with this, because now I've got a nice setup for this, Baron Pit controlling the vision here. They're going to try to grab this Herald, it looks like. But also, you've removed Corki from the map. He can't get money.
Also, Dudu. Oh, that was an outplay.
Sleek.
Yeah, really like it. Karis now looking to try and capitalize even further as Dread's making his way out. Teleport's coming in. Effort going to be augmented by BDD as On Fleek comes on through. Oh, the True Shot Barrage! Hits under 3 and takes down Dread on its way through. Nongshim trying to get it all back together. It is only 3,000 gold, I guess.
It's huge. It's not as big as we have seen.
And also Dudu is really dead. Vista also trying to come on round. Does get the empowered Q, but otherwise not too much. So doubling the kill. And Ghost is nowhere near this fight. The rest of Nongshim grouping around this Drake, but a slight disconnection. Not having their Aphelios is certainly bad news.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really tough to contest here now for Hanwha Life Esports. But the Rift Herald is getting worked on top, so it's not all for free.
Yep, can Ghost get into this fight actually is going to be the question, as BDD's in trouble. The Chaos Storm doing work onto Effort in the meantime. They do manage to lock down the Drake, but Lee Sin has to trade his life, as Canna with no flash is just going to fall down. The gravity field is just beautiful, and that is going to do it. Dudu almost falls down, but will survive in the end. And it's another one fight for Hanwha Life.
Nongshim. Now, Hanwha Life Esports is going to take this man advantage and try to turn it into a sneaky Baron. This is extremely greedy.
Yeah, this is risky, as this is a poke comp. Remember, this is exactly where Nongshim want them. Can they bait Nongshim in? That's a lot of damage there with that big one coming through. Effort going to take a fair bit of damage here as Ghost off to the side. That Dredge line was definitely going to be death, and Hanwha Life Esports do it. They just lock down the Baron, and they'll walk their way out. Ghost takes a lot of damage. Dudu away. Slink off into the Chemtech smoke.
It's pretty incredible how much time Nongshim buy here, actually, in this scenario. And, okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's very dead BDD. Now Effort trying to make his way out. The Shock Blast does some work, but not quite enough, as the Inspire Shield's there as well, and the inner turret will eventually go down.
I mean, 3 deaths on BDD is 3 times he's not soaking up that gold he so desperately needs. Obviously, now he's at least got the 2 item spike.
Consolation prize. As BDD now with that Ludens is able to at least help with the wave clear, but it looks like this inhibitor turret will go down. BDD has to Valkyrie to get himself out of the way, and that will guarantee this inhibitor to fall. The pressure is continuing for Hanwha Life Esports.
Kana's pushing over here. He does have Unleashed Teleport, so he can come back and try to stop them with a flank, and maybe even pick up his bounty.
Gold, theoretically, as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's bounty plus inner turret. It's going to be pretty massive for them.
This is some vintage Kana as well.
He doesn't have a great teleport ward to flank on. He's going to have to rely on this team coming over here on the side. It's just a little bit too little, too late. Maybe they can grab 2 bounty turrets, though, with this mid turret available. It's still not as a great situation for them, but they're at least throwing up some of that gold deficit.
That is very true. It's kind of awful.
It's miserable for the poke champions. They can't see, right? I mean, for Corki and for Jace in this particular case, it's hellish to have to play on this Rift right now.
Well, Canna's going to have to go back trying to defend this Nexus turret, and he's not going to be able to do so.
And they won't get the Baron either.
Well, they might have an opportunity. I mean, Dread does have Smite available. Might need to be an absolute hero here as the Moonlight Vigil does come through. Fair bit of damage, but Ghost is also going to take that True Shot Barrage. Good knock-up onto Dudu there by the Baron. Thank you very much, Baron, for that one. Maybe a Nongshim fan, as another knock-up does come in. Yeah, Dread's going to come through, but not going to be able to steal it away. It's On Fleek that has the right smite finger, and that is the second Baron for Hanwha Life Esports.
I dropped him a name on the one he just locked in just there, the magic resist item, and that's like really telling the story of this game.
Yeah. The more of Malmortius?
Yes, Malmortius. That is.
Hey, did a lot of damage to Vista there. Nice work, BDD, but they are going to lose their inhibitor in this mid lane. Nongshim circling the drain right now. Hanwha Life, they just had the right answers throughout this game. Yes, that first Baron was risky, but it paid off. Bit of a 50-50 on the second Baron, but still, On Fleek was able to find it. And so really nicely done, and honestly, I kind of thought that this Hanwha Life Esports was going to be a big old downgrade and that Nongshim was the team that we should be looking out for, but in this game, Hanwha Life really defying our expectations. SamD as well has just been brilliant on this Ezreal, and this time around Karis was not shut down, and he's showing us why he was so good in Challenger.
Yeah, and BDD really dropping the ball in this Corki pick, I have to say. Felt like a flex considering Kana picking up that blind Jace, and it is not working out.
Well, that's a cast. Not exactly one that's going to do too much now, as Dread thinks that this is his opportunity, but he gets exploded before he could do anything. The Crescent Guard comes down, and On Fleek is immortal, dives on forward, and Ghost going to have to try and get to the fountain. He's unable to do so. It's a double kill for SamD. Kana is well and truly dead as On Fleek grabs that kill, and the Nexus evaporates, as Hanwha Life Esports will bring us to Game 3.
It's a really dominant game, and I mean, she can help with that to a certain extent as Set makes a return here.
Yeah, Set support through for Vista on that bottom side, looking for more of that hard engaged potential. So nothing really to worry about here in the early stages, as Facebreaker is going to connect there. Ghost tries to find the zap onto Vista. Haymaker going to be avoided as the Chompers are down. Vista going to get stunned, but otherwise doesn't take too much as On Fleek. Right place at the right time as this wave is crashing forward to see whether these rockets are actually going to be enough.
They have no vision on him.
Yeah, Zap is going to go entirely wide as well as Ghost flashes himself out of the way. Vista still with turret aggro, almost dies, but doesn't, as Effort has to flash to get himself out of the way as well. It was navigated beautifully. They're almost too greedy, but first blood does go to Hanwha Life Esports.
And you know, we're going to see a little bit more of blood up here first.
Yeah, flash forward. Canna puts him in the smoke screen, and now he has the upper hand. Couple more autos. Flashes now down from both, as there's the quick draw first. End of the line is most definitely that, and Canna will be able to take even more. As the tactics is going to work out here for the moment. Ghost not going to find the zap onto Vista just yet. Plate Gold still going over to Nongshim, as we can see, as On Fleek does manage to get his Grump. BDD now with the inside track, looking for the Xin Zhao, does get himself to the correct side, but look at this, it's a great scatter, but BDD is still dead, manages to take one on the way out, flashes away from Karis, he will still likely die, but that looked so sick. Effort also getting a kill off to the back end, but it's a 2 for 2 and one that looked pretty
collapsing now would be super risky, and I think ill-advised. Look at all the vision they have too.
Yeah, Dread actually thinking about maybe going for a potential steal or something like that as Canna dives on forward, gets his face broken though, and immediately will blow up. Dread now has to get out, and I'm not entirely sure.
Well, only time will tell how well he's going to hit those skill shots, but if his True Shot Barrage is any indicator, it's a good look.
Well, here's the curtain call, and it might just be curtains for Ghost as he gets underneath the turret, but is still just going to get popped. I love how On Fleek leaves that for SamD to pick up, and good night. An opportunity to get in and maybe kill Karis or at least get themselves an extra plate. They do at least get that plate, but they'll trade for a whole bunch more.
Yeah, this is the real. I mean, the thing is, they also waited the maximum amount of time, too, so many of these minions are deleted. The Drake pit, so they knew Hanwha Life Esports were backing, despite the fact they couldn't see it, as BDD is coming up.
Yep, gonna grab that stun into the wall as Dudu gonna have to get out of there. Doesn't have to pop the ult, though, so a bit of a drive-by. BDD throwing some orbs around, but otherwise not too much to worry about. As On Fleek, he comes through and just steal this one away. Not gonna be able to do so just yet. Went down to 83 health. There's now Dread, safeguards his way out. Force their way over here. See whether On Fleek does decide to go for any sort of steal attempt, as Dudu is making his way in. But now it's Hanwha Life Esports' turn to be a little bit late to this party. Onfleek full health though, and now finds BDD. The flash immediately comes out, and this boy is absolutely huge. The Syndra taken down immediately, and the Superplex is massive. Face Break is brilliant as well. The Vista maybe a little bit early, as Dread is going to be able to finish him off, but now Onfleek finds him on the back end. Canna trying to get some work done, but the end of the line may not be it for Hanwha Life. It might be it for Canna instead, as now the back is going to come through, and Ghost desperate to try and get himself out. It's not going to work, as Gravity Field also not exactly going to do it, but Dudu still has his ult, by the way, guys. As, okay, Flame Chompers are good, and Dudu might die. Nope.
Just barely going to get out of there. That's the ace. And Nongshim, they went all...
got outplayed, right? The value of this set pick really, really working beautifully. Super Mega Death Rocket almost. That's
very close. Yeah, very close, actually.
Very nicely done. Karis now could be in a Hanwha. See what they're going to be able to do here. Q going to connect onto Karis. Not too much of a worry here as he does get himself over towards this outer turret. The Canna is obliterating.
He lost his crown.
There's a red buff here on Canna, but he's still going to get stunned up. Chaos Storm goes down. This could just be a solo kill from Karis, potentially, as he can't escape this Chaos Storm. Eventually does make it out, as Ghost could be in trouble. Wind becomes lightning, does connect. However, the turret is close enough, and BDD also there. Great dredge line to come through. Depth charge as well onto Samd, but he just stands his ground in effort. He's too far forward. The rest of Hanwha rotate beautifully as the curtain. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's fine. Just celebratory bullets. I like that. This is the thumbs up.
Atlas, this is another series, two nights in a row where we have, you know, in the first time in this series, you know, the first game, Nongshim did win the extremely one-sided game. There was not a comeback for Hanwha, but it's otherwise very reminiscent of the series we had with DRX and Live Sandbox yesterday, where...
Not really a forbidden book this game either, given the fact that there is so much life still being built by namely Canna. So it's going to make his life a lot more difficult.
It's really just a completely different scenario than the last time we had Kana on this Graves.
Yeah.
And the longer-term damages. Kana's going to hope for this one.
Yeah, looks for it. Gravity Field not exactly in the right position. As Chaos Storm, let's see whether it works. Morellonomicon being put to the test here as there's Flash follow after Flash. One more auto and Canna will be able to do it, and he grabs the shutdown. Nicely done from the Graves. Canna gets the outplay. We'll be able to grab this dragon. All 5 members in that area.
It's pretty huge. Vista's able to just pick up fruit.
Yeah, free. And Dread not able to get over and threaten any sort of 50-50 or anything like that. As now Vista going to get tagged by a Sonic Wave. Has to safeguard his way out though, as BDD actually does a fair bit of damage there with the Scat of the Week. As Ghost will be able to take down this turret. So turret for Soul Point is going to be the trade, and Nongshim might actually be able to take more, as Ghost with the speedy gun should be, thanks I guess, is a DPS that can go immortal. As Effort's going to get flashed on here by Vista, smacked into the wall as well, as Dredgeline does come through. His flash on cooldown, as that's a great scatter once again. Chaos Storm will end up finishing it off with the help of the Wind Becomes Lightning, as Canna trying to fight this one out against Dudu. The Chicken's there doing a fair bit of work, as now Dudu has finally pressed that ult button. Can he get the auto? And he does so. The flash is going to get employed. Canna just barely away from his flash opportunity. As now Dread moving on over gets the bad news that Hanwha Life Esports are already on this Baron. And BDD trying to get in there. Scatter going to go wide. That's a big tool as Onfleek gets himself over that wall. That was actually his flash. I thought it was Hex Flash for a second there, but it wasn't. That was just trying to flash forward. Looks for it, doesn't quite get it, as now Dread's in trouble. Goodbye. And that is the jungler dead. Super Mega Death Rocket avoided. It was Vista actually body blocking to make sure that one doesn't happen. And another great Baron here from Hanwha Life Esports, and the curtains have been called. BDD absolutely nowhere he can go. The last shot will do it, as now Ghost smacked down by Vista, and that is an angry Annie, almost an ace, as Effort had just respawned. And Hanwha Life Esports just team
extended exchanges. You don't have that damage throughput. It's over here.
Meanwhile, another fight. Canna 1 versus 4. Not going to be able to do it this time around, I don't think. So he's just going to try and get out of there. Chaos Storm almost finishing him off. And there's the flash forward from Samd. Man, he's feeling himself now. As Onfleek is taking a lot of damage. And you could hear Sanke in the background there just yelling out, Samd! And yes, absolutely. That's what we should be talking about, as he will help take down this inhibitor turret on the bottom side of the map. And Hanwha Life Esports looking for that reverse sweep in this best of 3.
Oh, I mean, we have got 2 upsets, it looks like, Atlas, back-to-back here in our first 2 games of yesterday. These teams we didn't have faith in, beating pretty big teams in Nongshim's rework and DRX as well, with Deft returning, etc. And Hanwha Life out macroing, having better team fighting, as you mentioned, and it's just a team that looks way more prepared and way more coordinated. Nongshim won game 1 out of raw mechanics alone, but in this game, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, Hanwha just playing it beautifully. Once again, it is the Tryndamere story as well, up against the Graves. Now it's a 3-1 as far as that matchup is concerned, assuming that Dudu is going to be able to win this out. He's trying to walk this one off, and it will be the Super Mega Death Rocket that secures it in the end. And now Nongshim trying to chase down Hanwha Life. On Fleet goes in to try and see whether he can grab something in the end. This curtain call is doing so much damage. Oh, the last shot not going to land, though.
Esports buying a lot of time now.
Okay, that's the kickback onto Karis. Depth charge comes in as now Kana looking for his opportunity. See whether he can actually get the work done as Samdi does move on in, gets himself the deadly flourish, and Kana is going to get taken down at least to his shield bow. Karis takes a lot of killing, but will eventually go down. And manages to take effort in the meantime. BBD needs to actually hit the buttons. He doesn't manage to do so in time as Samdi moves on in to get rid of him. Dread is actually doing what he needs to do, which is denying this Infernal Soul. But Vista is going to make his life harder. I don't think this is really going to be able to do too much. I mean, the smite button is going to be a big deal, but Samdi has decided that he wants to just finish the game.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of work done on these Nexus turrets.
And this is what you're looking for here is Hanwha Life. Yeah, okay, you wanted to contest me on the Drake, that's fine. I've got a Tryndamere walking down mid, and he's got ultimate coming online, so he just clicks on the Nexus and presses R, and that's GG. 2 upsets again here, Atlas back.
Yeah, he just does no damage, does BDD. You can see picture in picture, it's once again the siege. Ghost turns up in the meantime, but yeah, he ain't fighting Samdi. As you can see, the Flame Chompers enough to save his life in that moment. But now, the full brunt of Hanwha Life Esports are coming down. Vista, great facebreaker, finds BDD, and he's taken down first. The curtains are most definitely being called. As, man, that deadly flourish is also absolutely fantastic. Ghost now running for the hills, but that is the wrong direction, my friend. The Haymaker will help secure it, and the Nexus will be taken down. Another upset as Hanwha Life Esports take down Nongshim RedForce and really check them. Damn, Samdi, what a pickup for this squad.
Oh, yeah.